Greetings everyone and welcome back to episode 11 of Nariyama's Let's Play of Minecraft, version 1.12 using Darwolf 20's mod pack. Today, well, the last episode we got a great upgrade. We can fly, so creative mode flight with the angel ring right there. We upgraded a little bit of our extra utilities grid power GP, so that we have enough power to fly around, and that's awesome. What we're going to do today is we're going to upgrade our machine line. So right now we're at the reinforced tier. Last episode we also built the compression dynamos. These produce up to 80 RF a tick right now. Since the what you call it is full, it's not producing anything right now, but if we were to say throw our nice reinforced flux capacitor in there, let it charge up, that'll drain out the capacitor. These will turn on, and all of a sudden we're producing RF. So 80 RF, right? 80 RF, 80 RF, we're producing a total of 320 RF a tick. Not that much, but this episode we're going to upgrade all of this to the Signalum tier. And we're going to add some augments to the compression dynamos, which are going to really improve their power output. This is the ignition plugs. They're what need the Signalum, in addition to the upgrades. So we'll get some pyrothium dust, some other stuff too, to show how to make all that stuff. In order to do this, we're going to need a fluid transposer in order to infuse things with experience. So it's nighttime. We're going to go ahead and sleep through the night, and then we'll get started. The reason I'm sleeping is because of that open area out there. I've already had one creeper come in and try and blow up my base. Not a lot of fun. Anyway, all right, so let's get started. First thing we need to make is that fluid transposer. So here we go. Machine frame, tin gear, that's all stuff we've seen before. A couple of copper gears, a reception coil, and a bucket. So this machine allows us to either fill or drain liquid volumes and infuse other items with them. So we'll be able to make some better power conduits. We'll be able to do a whole lot with this. Well, I should probably actually make the machine. Come on, Nariyama. All right. So we're going to stick that right there. That'll fill up with power. Let's go ahead and make a quick set of upgrades for it. So we need some bronze, which we've already got there. Need some Invar. I think we've got that. Oh, we need one more Invar. See, I very carefully prepared for this episode and forgot about this one thing. All right. Invar. Bronze I am sure we have, and I'll explain why I'm sure we have it. We're using bronze now to repair some stuff. So I'm going to show that on camera too. I upgraded my hammer to use a cobalt head, and I'm going to show how to do that using the lumberjack axe. Let's grab the Invar there. Make that upgrade, make a silver gear, make the reinforced upgrade. All right, I did make some more hardened glass between episodes so that we can do this. I also mined a ton, and if we were to go and grab the astral tome, where did I stick that? There it is. Open it up, look at the perks. I have 13 available perk points because I've gotten 14 perk levels. At the end of last episode, we had 5. So that's how many blocks I've broken between episodes here. Most of it to find all the gold we're going to need for this episode. So these upgrades require Electrum, and of course Electrum requires gold. That's why we have almost a stack of Electrum here. All right. So we have the fluid transposer. How do we use it? Well, let's grab our Tome of Knowledge. Let's come over here and right-click on this. Now notice, after I right-click on that, I have filled its fluid volume with Essence of Knowledge. Now I could fill a bucket with this if I wanted to, or a tank, or I could put other items in there that take this. So if we show the recipes, we'll see to make Blizz Powder, which is the stuff that we're interested in, we need snowballs with liquid experience. So let's make a couple of, do we have the gold for it? Sure, why not? Let's make a couple of speed augments, because this can take a while otherwise. And let's throw those in there. All right, so what we need to make next are the reflex column. Oh, I did forget about something. We're going to need more of that hardened, more of that Invar. Because not only do we need to upgrade that fluid transposer, we're going to need to upgrade our fractionating stills here. So, because these are what are going to use the reflex columns, and that's going to make them significantly more efficient. So let's grab some more. Do we have any more nickel? I really hope we do. Which one haven't I looked at? There we go. Let's see if we have the nickel for this. Oh, we got nickel right there. I was holding it the whole time. Or as some folks would say, never didn't have it. There we go. So we're going to cook that up, make some more hardened upgrades. We got plenty of bronze. We don't need to go any further than that because all we need to do is do the reflex column. So these are going to require some conductance coils. So let's grab those. And some Constantan gears. I made the Constantan between episodes because we've already seen that. And some blaze rods. So there we go. 2 reflex column upgrades. The other thing we're going to do is the ignition plugs. Now the ignition plugs are going to take Signalum. So let's go make some Signalum. Signalum requires, if we look back at this, we talked about this several episodes ago. Signalum requires copper, silver, and then redstone. It's actually 3 copper, 1 silver, and then 10 redstone dust, or 1 block and 1 redstone. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So if we go to our smeltery, we're going to see that we can stick, let's see here, we need a total of 44. So we need 11 basically combines of this, which is 33 copper, 11 silver, and 110 redstone, or 11 of each blocks and dust. There we go. So we got 11 there, 11 there. So 33 copper, 11 silver, and as much redstone as we can stick in there. Now I also have some molten cobalt in here, and the reason I have that in here is because I want to show you how to upgrade a tool that you already have, and we'll do that with the axe that we have. So let's pour that axe out, make the or pour that cobalt out, make the axe head, and then I'll swap it out to show you how this works. Cobalt is one of the best materials for mining you can get because it has the momentum bonus, and it has great durability and has pretty much the fastest mining speed. The only thing that's faster, I think, is evil infused ingots, and those have some bad stuff with them that we don't really want to do, so we'll just leave that there. All right, there's our Signalum cooking up. Perfect. So we got our axe head. We'll stick the ingot cast back on. We'll turn our lever on and let it pour out all that Signalum. All right, upgrading your axe. So you take your axe head, you come down here, you get your lumberjack axe. I suggest repairing it all the way before you do this, because otherwise it's more expensive to repair. But all you have to do is put the item in the middle and whatever piece you want to swap out in there, and it will swap it out. Now you will lose the original one. So notice we had the magnetic 2 iron lumberjack axe head. This is going to be cobalt. It does add almost over 1,000 durability, and it is much faster. So if we look at the mining speed there, 3.46 versus 2.41, so almost 50% faster. Very cool. Anyway, that's how we upgraded our hammer. The drawback to that is, again, we can't use iron anymore to repair our hammer. So if I put this in there, it doesn't do anything, right? We must use bronze. So a little bit of a trade-off there, but honestly, the speed is so much nicer, and it lasts a lot longer when you're mining. All right, we're making some Signalum here. I'm going to grab a few of them because we don't need all 44. Oh, we're going to need more than 44 because we need some for this upgrade, but that's okay. I'll go add a few more to it. I think we just need one more combine. My spidey sense tells me. Let's go do that really fast while it's already in there and doing its thing. And back here. Okay, so the ignition plugs. Needs a Signalum gear. Needs those copper plates. Now there's a bunch of different ways to make copper plates. These are more efficient, but they use up the durability on the hammers. Since we have lots of copper, we'll just do it this way. And then we need some pyrrhothium dust. Pyrrhothium dust requires sulfur, blaze powder, and redstone. So we've got some blaze rods. We'll go grind one up. It is better to use in the pulverizer because you get more blaze powder. So you get 4 blaze powder instead of, I think it's 3 with the other, with just putting it in a crafting table. All right, so pyrrhothium dust. This stuff is great stuff. You can use it to just smelt things on the fly. So like if you needed a piece of iron and you had some iron ore in your inventory, you could combine the two of them and it smelts it. You can also use it in a upgraded, you use molten pyrrhothium in an upgraded induction smelter to make it do tripling natively and then quadrupling if you have the right flux, which is really nice. So okay, here we have our flux plug now, or our ignition plug. So I made one to start because I wanted to show this off. We've got an augment slot here. We have 80 RF a tick. If we put this in here, 320 RF a tick. So it quadrupled the power. It also uses the fuel more efficiently. So very cool stuff. Now we need to make a few more of those, which means I do need more Signalum. Wow, my math skills are lacking today. 1, 2. Seeing as I am a mathematician by trade, that's saying something. Sleep through the night because I don't want some creeper sneaking up behind me while I'm over at the smeltery. All right. Let's throw this in there and keep going. So the other thing that now we need to make, well, let's finish the ignition plugs first. So 2 more Signalum gears, some more plates. I guess I need to go get some more copper. Luckily, I have a chest that has a bunch of it here. Some more plates. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, oops. I only needed 2 more. And some more pyrrhothium. I think I just need that. There we go. A couple more conductance coils. And we should be good to go. There we go. All right, so let's hit our other two. Now we can only put one of these in each of them. So if you look at the augment, it specifically says only one specialization may be installed. So the rest of the upgrades we're going to put in here are going to be things like fuel catalyzers, right, and stuff like that. Let's get that invar out of here that we just made. There we go. Let's make some upgrade kits for the machines in the back there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And upgrades. If you've ever watched Idiocracy, one of our favorite jokes is upgrade. Alright. Now that those all have upgrades in them. Oh, by the way, I made a mistake here earlier. We actually need to put a drawer in here between this machine and the steam dynamo, because if the energy cell fills up, the steam dynamo won't burn its fuel, so it'll fill up with tar, and then once this fills up with 64 tar, it will stop producing naphtha. So we need to not let that happen. But we can put 2 reflex columns in here, and now these are more efficient. Basically, you get about 50% more liquid at each step there. So 50% at the first step, 150% from the first step, multiply it by 150% gives you over double the amount of fuel for putting those in. All right, so we have our reflex columns, check. We have our fluid transposer, our ignition plugs. Now we need to make a bunch of Signalum upgrades. So let's go up here, dive into our thing here. We should have 44 pieces of Signalum. We have at least 44 electrum ingots, which we're a little closer on that than I would hope. But the other thing we need for Signalum upgrades is cryothium dust. Now, this requires redstone, a snowball, and these blizz powders. Blizz powders are made in that fluid transposer using snowballs. So we're going to go and set that up. I went, and if you look at the map here, wrong type of map. There we go. Let's get out here into the open. If you look at the map, wow, it's still not showing me the daytime. I went up here and just started harvesting snow up here. And, whoops, if we look in my thing, I've got 549 snowballs. That should be way more than we need. So let's go start. Yeah, the monk movement speed bonus is really nice. My wife is sitting next to me. She said that the movement is dizzying. If anybody else has that particular comment, let me know. I will try and not move as fast. But, oh, why are we going in here? We don't need to go in here. Oops. There we go. All right, so this is gonna cook those up. Let's put a chest on top of it, or a crate on top of it. That's even better. Oops. There we go. Oh, I'm missing like everything. Some wood and some sticks. Great. All right, and it can output to that. So we may need to refill this from our thing, but let's grab some more snowballs. And actually, I think we can set this up to both pull and push from this inventory. So, kind of a cool little trick there. You have to turn on the automatic input. It does not automatically input from an inventory adjacent to it. Normally you have to push things into it. That's why hoppers work, right? So for example, here we're pushing the stuff into the furnace from this hopper. But you can turn on the auto input, and then it will pull things from inventories adjacent to it. So there we go. How many of these do we need? We need 11 upgrades. Each cryothium dust takes 2, but it produces 2 cryothium dusts, so 22? 22 sounds right. We'll start with 16. That sounds good. Okay. Because we can always come back and get the rest. Let's make our cryothium. Let's make our electrum gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And let's make some Signalum upgrades. So this is really nice because, for one thing, it will automatically improve the output of stuff. So if we 1, 2, 3. Now we look at these, they're producing even more RF tick. So, at first it was 320. I think this pushes it up to 400. Then we'll upgrade our, let's go ahead and upgrade our fluid transposer. And these 4 to start with. All right. Do we have at least 6 more here? We got 8 more. Great. Let's do our thing here again. And 3 more upgrades. All right. I might have miscounted. I thought it was 11. What do we have here? 1. Don't really need to do that one. 2, 3. Yeah, let's do that. This furnace is really just a quick cooker for like charcoal and stuff like that. We don't really need to upgrade that one yet. 1, 2, 3. All right. I didn't count the fluid transposer when I initially counted this. Okay, so we have a lot more room for energy now, 32 million, which means all these are gonna go to max. And sure enough, 400. So we are currently producing 1300 RF per tick. 1300 RF per tick puts us solidly at the start of the mid game. So yay, we're out of early game. We're into the mid game. Things we're going to be going for from this point forward, we're going to try and start automating resource production. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go set up a tree farm in that AromaCrafts dimension. And we're going to augment the tree farm with some astral stuff. So I guess not the first thing we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is continue with some astral progression. We're going to start making celestial crystals and get one up to 100% purity, and then make some rituals, some powered rituals with them. We're going to want... Say what? Oh. We're going to want the Avitas ritual, which will speed up growth rates, and we're going to want the Lucerna ritual. We may dedicate an episode or 2 to moving out of this location, because we're definitely going to need to set up some more machinery. The advanced generator stuff takes a decent amount of space. There's some other mods that we're going to start setting up to do like a mob farm and the tree farm and all that other stuff. So we're going to need some more room. I could widen this out, but you know what? I'd like to build a nice looking structure to sort of house all of our stuff and be a good permanent home for us. This was sort of our initial shelter when we were starting the game. So we will keep this, and with the Celestial Gateway, we'll be able to teleport here whenever we want to do anything that requires astral sorcery. So we'll just keep all the astral sorcery stuff here, at least for the time being. We may move the astral sorcery stuff later if we find a better spot for it. I don't know. But we do have a couple other things I wanted to do this episode. So we got our pyrotheum dust. I want to make a charge porter and a matter receiver. So one of the places we're going to try and go here fairly soon is the end. The reason we want to do that is we want to get Ender Pearl and Ender Pearl production ramped up. Yeah, it is. We can sleep here. So let's go ahead and make those. This is from a mod called RFTools. RFTools adds some really powerful stuff to the game. In particular, it adds custom dimensions. So you can basically create a dimension that has properties that you want. So, for example, let's say you wanted a dimension that was entirely made of diamond blocks. You could do that. And then just have diamond blocks for days. Similarly, you could make one that's made out of draconium blocks, which is a end-game material that you need just ridiculous amounts of for the draconic power storage container. And you could make a dimension that was just all draconium blocks, and then you would never have to worry about draconium again. So really, really cool stuff. It does make a thing that allows you to have force fields, and you can like specify whether mobs can go through the force fields or players or items, that kind of thing. Just some really cool stuff. The thing we're going to make here is a matter receiver, which is a location to teleport to, and then a charge porter to teleport. This will allow us to basically go on expeditions out to explore and teleport instantly back. Now we could do the same thing with astral sorcery by building that multi-block structure and dropping that thing down, but you got to leave that behind, and you may not want to go back to that location. So this is a better way of sort of ET phone home. So let's get started. Machine frame, we need some gold nuggets. There we go. Get a machine frame. We're also going to use the RFTools power cells for our power storage, at least in the mid-game. We may move to Draconic towards the end game stuff, but at least for the mid-game we'll do RFTools. All right. Matter receiver. Yeah, ET phone home. That's totally what this is. And then the advanced teleporter. There we go. So we have an advanced porter. We have a matter receiver. We're not getting power in our advanced porter because our power is in here. We could probably upgrade that to the Signalum tier 2. There we go. Charging up my charge porter. All right, so we need to... Thank you. Oops. So all this needs is some power. Let's go grab some of those. Where did I put those? Power cables. Hardened flux ducts. There we go. Let's grab those. We'll break a spot over here to teleport to. Probably not on top of the thing here. This looks like a good spot. Right in front of the energy thing here. Actually, that's not a good spot. Duh. Oh, I can just stick that there. It's next to a power conduit. Wow, derps for days. All right. Fill that back in. Stick it here. It's getting power from the conduit next to it. We will name it Home for now. Or actually here, we'll call it Astral Home. There we go. All right, so now that we have a matter receiver, all we need is to shift right click this. Notice it said receiver 1 is added to the charge porter. If we shift right click on nothing, we'll see that that's the thing it's set to. If we run away and click it, it will teleport us back instantly. It will use some of the power in the charge porter and some of the power in the matter receiver. Very important to have this be powered continuously, because if you teleport to a matter receiver that doesn't have power, you will most likely die instantly. If you don't die, you will take most of your life in damage. So yeah, definitely something to watch out for. All right, got our Signalum tier. We've got, so let me sort of show here. We now have 4 augment slots in each of these. And we got 4 augment slots here. I've already made the things I want to put in there. We're just going to make our fuel that much more efficient. Since we're not consuming a ton of RF, we don't need to produce more than the 1300 we're making. Right now, I think at most we're consuming about 50 a tick, maybe, by having this powered. And at this point, we could probably start fixing our storage problems. So notice I have crates all over the place. They have things like this, and it would be pretty easy to set up a refined storage setup right now. It would only take about 100 to 150 RF a tick, and since we produce 1300, that seems like a good idea to me. So that's something we will probably do fairly soon. Also, it makes moving our stuff way easier if they're all in drives. So yeah, refined storage soon. What else are we going to do? So I mentioned the whole, what should we be working towards as, sort of the point of this whole series. At this point, like I said, we're fairly solidly out of the early game and into the start of the mid game. The things we want to move towards right now is automatic resource generation for mobs. So we'll make a mob farm. We want a sustainable power source. So this, interestingly enough, is not sustainable. It requires coal. I have to go mine the coal. So we do want a sustainable power source. That's what we're going to use the tree farm for. So we'll set that up as well. What else? We want a little bit of automation as far as the resource processing goes. So right now this is a fairly manual thing. I go over here, I take a stack of ore out, I stick it in a machine, and it processes it. I would much rather set up a series of machines that basically you stick some ore in the system, and it automatically pulls the ore out of the system, processes it, and stores the resources. And then really the last goal that we want to work towards is one I already mentioned, is better storage. So we're gonna either do applied energistics or refined storage. I tend to lean towards refined storage. I don't find the complexity of applied energistics terribly compelling, so I usually avoid it. So that's most likely the route we're going to go. I will say this. Applied energistics tends to look a little better than refined storage, so if we were going purely off of aesthetics, we might do applied energistics, but we'll have to see where we land on that. And then towards the end of mid-game, once we have all that set up, we'll probably start looking at some more powerful resource generation, and that's really kind of the last thing. So the last sort of automation we want is actual automated mining. And the mod we're most likely going to use for that is environmental tech. Environmental tech, in my opinion, is probably the best automated mining in this pack. There are a couple other solutions. They are definitely workable, but environmental tech just produces such a wealth of resources, and it produces things from every mod. So you can get rock crystal ore from environmental tech. You can get cobalt and ardite and all the other specialty ores that you need. So it really has some great stuff. Also, it has some ridiculously good power generation without terribly much effort, and without using nether stars, which is usually the high-end ingredient of choice. We can get over 100,000 RF a tick passive generation, which is just awesome. By the way, that 100,000 RF a tick is from the environmental tech solar panels. So yeah, the highest tier that don't require nether stars, that's what you get out of it. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.